Fake Goodwin here, and eventually we will like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Help rank up my channel. Hit the thumbs up, ring the notification bell, and let's get into episode 4 of Stargirl, this review. And I apologize for the obnoxious weed eater going on in the background, but I just can't get around it right now. So, Stargirl episode 4, starring Luke Wilson, Breck Bassinger, I think I'm Basinger, and Amy Smart. This episode doesn't really have much of a plot line. It picks up exactly where last week left off, with Stargirl collecting all those relics from the JSA and searching through the yearbook for new recruits. Now, the best stuff about that episode is that while this does feel somewhat filler, it is a really great way to handle a filler episode, because it does inch us a little bit forward to everything we're supposed to be getting, and they handled it pretty well here. I do have a few complaints, but the best aspects of this episode, they finally elaborate on the events that led to Yolanda's character being slut-shamed on a regular basis at high school. She is shamed by her family and all that. They get into a lot of really good stuff here. Character development makes progress. Stargirl is really eager and on point to recruit the new JSA, while we get a little bit of progression from the villains. The introduction to Dragon King, who is really well done in my opinion. And even Icicle seems somewhat a bit scarce of this guy and whatever he's capable of. So that's all good and well right there. We don't get too much Pat in this episode. We do, however, get Pat repeatedly buying parts. We get his interactions with the wizard's wife, who has since lost her son and husband since last episode. I expected more of a relationship between these two to play out over the course of the season, but due to the way things look, that may not be the case. She may have already bit the dust. I cannot completely confirm that or deny that, and I don't really want to try to spoil things in this review, but I guess I've got no choice but to, at least a little bit. That already alludes to a spoiler of things. But Pat mostly buys parts in this episode, works on his mech suit. They don't show him really working on his mech suit. They do show him acquiring the parts. This episode's all about building up the heroes. So you have Stargirl trying to recruit Yolanda, becoming her only friend. Yolanda trying to resist really hard because she wants nothing to do with anybody at all after the things that played out. Brainwave's son. Between her and Brainwave's son and the high school bitch outing her picture, they do also show you what I have suspected of Brainwave's son, that he will be less of a villain and more of a hero, someone with redeemable qualities, as his character, the son of Brainwave in the comics, is more of a hero. So they are doing that very well. But I have no idea about the female version of Wildcat at all in the comics. I only know original Wildcat. I'm not really familiar with this one, so I can't say how well they've done justice to Yolanda. I have to say the mask. We'll get into that in a minute, but they do some great character building with her and have her test her abilities out in the field, and they do execute it very well with the way she comes around to wearing the suit and stuff. Stargirl does somewhat a good job of bringing her into the fold, but not 100%. The costume looks great on her, except for the cowl on Yolanda's Wildcat. They do allude to the next Midnight and Hour Man stuff. They're alluding to that. Who's coming next? They did a great job on that aspect, but the stuff they didn't handle so well, like I said, the cowl. So this is the worst stuff, the mixed stuff of the episode. The cowl doesn't fit too well on Yolanda. It looks a little off-putting. And another aspect of the episode that is rather disappointing is some of the effects when she's climbing on the wall, especially after they flee the hospital room. When she's climbing out there on the wall and she's spotted by Beth, it did not look very well. One gripe I have is Stargirl being a bit smarter than Pat, and another gripe is we don't get a lot of Pat in this episode, but I understand you've got to build up these other characters that you're now bringing in. But one problem I do have with this episode is that Stargirl does come off a bit smarter from time to time than Pat, who's more experienced and should be able to recognize these things and question these things. So Stargirl points out, what if they are the authorities? The bad guys are the authorities around here. We don't know. She points that out to him. This isn't the first time she's done something like that. And that's a little bit bothersome because he should have the experience and he should be the one posing those questions. What if they are the authorities? So they didn't handle it too well, in my opinion, on that front. But they do come back with that full circle to show that she's just not the smartest. Not the sharpest tool in the box when she goes to pull the power in the hospital that could cut off people from life support. So that does kind of even that out for me, that showing that she does still have that rookie, foolish, amateur side, and that she does need other people involved to kind of point out the dangers of the stuff she's doing or about to do. The staff still somewhat has a mind of its own in the way that it pulled her back from pulling the power. They really need to be a little bit more consistent on what the staff will do. I don't think the staff did anything she didn't want it to do this episode other than pulling her back, but they really need to establish how much control she has over the staff and how much control the staff has over itself. And like that one episode, the staff didn't come to her when she needed it most, but it's come to her in other episodes at the times most convenient when she wants it to. It's been there for her, but they have been a bit more consistent on that. Hopefully they stay consistently on top of that, where it's just where she's not going to get trapped under something again and it just won't come to her. But I felt like they did a really great job, and they've also set up Beth to come in with the rest of the group and become part of it. They have done a really well job of executing everything thus far, and this episode leaves you wanting more because it doesn't feel like a solid story. It is somewhat of a filler episode. It does come full circle, though. It does have a good ending, and the ending it needs, but it feels like one part of two episodes. I would give it overall a 6 out of 10. One thing that is somewhat bothersome about Yolanda's character is that she doesn't have to have any real skill in the suit. Once the cowl's on her head, the suit adjusts to her fit, and it gives her all the power she needs. She doesn't have to have any real skill herself. She just has to put on the costume to get the job done. And that, to me, it doesn't show... It doesn't really give her a chance to be properly trained or show us that she's not going to be an overpowered character without faults. Now, she did almost fall off that hospital wall, which I felt like they only did so people could say, you know, there's no real skill in it because the suit does everything for her. But also, that felt a little off and out of place, that she just suddenly almost fell, that there was one loose brick on this very solid looking wall that she just ripped it out and almost fell. That bothered me a little bit. There were a couple things in here that bothered me, not too much though. I would give it out a 6 out of 10. It had some good humor. It had some very well executed moments, set up characters properly, and gave you an engaging story with drama and stakes, and raises new questions. It did everything it was supposed to do. However, it does still feel somewhat filler with all this character building. Despite all the character building, it does feel somewhat filler. I would give it a 6 out of 10. It's likable, it's entertaining, it's enjoyable. It's not the best episode, but I doubt it will be the weakest episode of the season. Show's still going strong, still going good. Better than all the stuff on the CW, Flash, Arrow, all that stuff, the Batwoman and Supergirl, especially DC's Legends of Tomorrow, which has a lot of continuity errors, but so does Flash. With that said, like, subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you thought of everything. Of course, there's a lot of Easter eggs and stuff I didn't mention in this, and I didn't mention Stargirl just clumsily leaving that pin around. That is a character fault, and it's actually good to see that she has faults. She's not just super genius, super overpowered, better than everybody else, because that narrative can get very stale, very obnoxious, and annoying. Anyways, comment down below, let me know your favorite moments, what you most look forward to, what you thought were the weakest moments of this episode, the best moments of this episode. I guarantee you I did not catch everything. Bad, do it for me down below in the comment section. Tell me what I missed, because I'm just trying to get this over and done with. But like, subscribe, share, rank up my channel, ring that notification bell if you do subscribe so you can see all the videos that are coming, and stay awesome. Rock on.